My name is Emi Kimura. I'm an extension agronomist and state extension peanut specialist. Today, I'm going to talk about is winter lentil a valid option for Texas rolling plains. I made this video because each year I receive a couple of lentil questions since I conducted the lentil trials in 2016 to 2019. I thought it would be helpful to answer the recurring questions from some growers and share the conclusion of this study in the video for those interested in the lentil production in the Texas rolling plains in the future. This trial was partially funded by the Texas Wheat Producers Board during 2016 to 2018 growing season. I will start this video with the take-home message of this study. My answer to that question, as in the title, whether the lentil is a valid option for Texas rolling plains winter wheat growers, is yes and no. Yes, because we can produce the above average yield that you see in the major lentil growing regions in the United States. I made an average of close to 1,500 pounds per acre in dryland trial in Hardeman County. The lowest yield I made was 106 pounds per acre due to the winter drought and early freeze in April. I believe the farmers around here can make even better yield with their equipment and their farming skills and experiences. My answer to the question, again, whether the lentil is a valid option for Texas rolling plains winter wheat growers, is also no, because there are limited options for the winter lentil variety. While the spring type is used in the northern states, United States, I believe we need a winter type to avoid the summer heat in Texas. Only one available winter type is not the food grade variety. And we will need a winter lentil variety that is a food grade. Secondly, no crop insurance and no markets are available in our area. That makes it not realistic for growers to plant the lentil in your farm. However, these challenges are not impossible to overcome. Maybe in the future, if there are enough interest of growing lentil, market may come, then insurance may come. So once that three no's I just stated were to be solved in the future, then I believe that lentil could bring the profitability to our winter wheat producers. And next couple of slides, I will share my trial results. So lentil is a cool season annual grain legume mostly grown in the northern states, northern plains. The total acres planted to lentil in the United States were 0.4 million to 1.1 million acres in the past couple of years. There are four main categories of lentil by different colors. And then brown lentil are the most common variety that you can find in the grocery stores. Majority of lentil grown in the US is spring type, which is planted in spring and harvested in late summer. This is the US lentil price chart per 100 pounds weight that I obtained in February 2025. This is going back to the past 5 years, but the latest data was in December 2024. I thought this price is very attractive to winter wheat growers. But since this is a legume, we should avoid continuous monoculture production. Instead, lentil can be planted in a crop rotation system with winter wheat. And as you are aware of this, but legume incorporated into our cropping system can be beneficial due to the nitrogen fixation ability of legume. Research stated in the past that the winter wheat grain yield was improved following the lentil production. So what kind of yield can we expect? To understand the yield range of lentil, the data I am showing here is the 2023 lentil variety trial conducted by Montana State University. The Richland location is a dryland trial, while Sydney location is an irrigated trial, although the Sydney received only 2 inches of irrigation during the season, according to the publication. Richland received 7 inches of total in-season precipitation and average yield was 807 pounds per acre, with the range of 600 to 1,000 pounds per acre. Sydney received 10.3 inches of rain with 2 additional inches of irrigation, totaling 12.3 inches of in-season moisture, and the average yield was 3,100 with a range of 2,300 to 3,500 pounds per acre. I put the link to this publication in the description below if you want to take a closer look. In Texas, I thought that the spring lentil would not survive our summer heat if it was planted in spring and harvested in summer. So instead of using the spring type, that's a major type grown in the US, I used the winter lentil and planted at various timings from the early September to mid-October. I used a variety called Morton, the only winter type variety available on the market. The company located in Nebraska, name is Green Cover, donated the seed for our trial. Thank you so much for donating the seed for our trial. As of February 2025, when I visited their website, they still sell the Morton seeds. Within each planting timing I tested, I compared 4 different seeding rates from 20 to 50 pounds per acre with 10 pounds per acre increments. I also planted winter wheat and winter canola next to the lentil as a comparison. The reason I included the winter canola was because when the trial was planted back in 2016, we still had small acres of winter canola in the Texas rolling plains. I still believe that the winter canola is a great crop rotation option to winter wheat growers, but there were some challenges on growing the winter canola, a few of which were winter survival and harvest challenges. Anyway, that's the reason I put the winter canola as a check. These are the photos from 33 days after planting the trial. Winter canola took off very quickly and established well, while the winter lentil was a slow starter, as you can see in the photo. Through November and December, the lentil started to branch out the tillage and seemed to be established well. However, as you can see from the photo on the left 2 photos are the November photos. Ground cover is not as great as the winter canola during the winter months. Morton survived the average winter months in our region well without having injury or too much stresses from the temperatures. And when the soil temperature started to warm up in the spring, the growth started to jump. It had a lot better coverage in March as compared to those in November and December. In May, it formed small pods with a good size above ground biomass, but the seed inside the pot was still wet at this time. In June, we harvested after the pods were dried in the fields. The photo on the bottom comparing the seed size of lentil, winter wheat, and winter canola. After combining the grain, we found that the residue biomass of the winter lentil was worth measuring. So the residue biomass of winter lentil was 1154 pounds per acre. Winter wheat was 736 pounds per acre, and no residue was left on the ground after combining canola. This is the yield results of lentil at different planting dates, years, and seeding rates. The green bars, I'll get the pointer. So the green bars were planted at the end of September 2016. At that time, I didn't have intention to have different planting dates, so I have only one date at the end of September. So I have 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds per acre of seeding rates, and the bars represent the yield in pound per acre, and the dates underneath the seeding rates are planting dates, September 30th, and average yield among all the seeding rates are 786 pounds per acre. And I put the in-season precipitation. I didn't irrigate this trial, so it's purely from the rainfall. I received 16.3 inches of rainfall from planting to harvesting. Although numerically the 40 pounds per acre seeding rates were the highest, but there are no statistical differences among the 4 seeding rates. Moving on to orange bars that was planted in mid-October 2017. At this time, I intended to plant different dates, but I just didn't have enough soil moisture to conduct the trial, and even that mid-October date is I thought it was late, but I planted it anyway because I thought it might be still useful data. This year was winter drought year. They didn't receive that much rain. It was very dry, and so in-season total precipitation was 6 inch. Average yield over the seeding rate was 128 pounds per acre. So this is the kind of yield range that you might expect in a very dry year in Texas rolling plains. The bluebirds were planted in early September, mid-September, and early October in 2018. We received a good fall to spring moisture that translated to the best yield among the 3 years. There were no statistical differences among the seeding rates, but the yield was statistically the greatest for the lentil planted in October 1st. I have to note that this 2018-2019 growing season was unusually wetter winter to spring months than normal years, while the green birds planted in 2016 were more like an average winter months in our region. September 1st, 2018 planting, average yield was 714 pounds per acre over all the seeding rates. And on the mid-September planting, average yield was 1,037 pounds per acre. And finally, the October 1st planting was 1,319 pounds per acre of lentil. Based on the trial results, I would be comfortable planting winter lentil sometimes in mid to late September in our region with 40 pounds per acre seeding rates might be a good starting point for the lentil production. After conducting a couple years of winter lentil trial, I started using spring lentil and planted in fall. Because we have a lot more food grade spring variety options available for spring type lentil, so I thought it was trying. But due to the winter drought that we had in the past couple years, the trial has never been successful. Unfortunately, I do not have any data to share with you as of 2025 on the spring lentil yield and best planting dates for this type of varieties. And also whether or not this survives our winter. That's the whole purpose. I kind of started to use the spring lentil to see in the trial. So this is the conclusion of my lentil experience and trials in the past, and I hope that this was helpful for you if you are interested in lentil production or lentil in general in the Texas rolling plains. Again, we do not have the lentil market contracts or insurance and good food grade winter type variety that I know of. So I hope in the future we will have more crop rotation options for improving the profitability for the winter wheat producers, and the lentil might be a good option if we have markets and crop insurance. Thank you for your time watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next videos. Thanks.